Hey everybody, welcome to Heidi's Garage. As you can see, I've been on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, we picked this up. This is a, looks to be like a 1970s, 1980s Sandrail build. It's got an 1835 air-cooled VW in the back. It's got 65 front end, link pin setup, bug transaxle in it. It's actually in pretty good condition for what it is. It's got some LED light bars and light pods on it and stuff like that. It's got blinkers, it's got windshield, came with titles, so it can be made street legal with a few things. But we got some stuff to fix on it. So today, we are going to make this thing drivable so we can take it for a rip. Also, sorry I haven't been on here in a while. I've been working on my other channel. If you want to go see that, it's called Back 40 Films. We're using everything that we've always been fixing on here. Lots of dirt bike and stuff like that. I'll link it down below. Go check that channel out. But we're gonna get started on this. So we got to do front link pins. Those are shot. They're gone. No longer existing. We have to do rear wheel bearings. We're gonna do one side right now and see how it goes. The one side is the worst. It's just flopping around. We got carb rebuild kit. We got a bunch of other little odds and ends, and then we are going to go take it for a ride. I was able to drive it a little bit, but it needs some work for sure. Carb definitely needs to be rebuilt, and wheel bearings is gone. The wheel just flops around back there. So we're going to do that. We're going to go through it. We're going to get this thing fixed up, and I'll probably end up selling it. So if you guys are interested in buying it, drop a comment below, and maybe we can work something out. But we're going to start working on it. The first thing we're going to do is wheel bearing. We're going to go jack it up and start tearing it out and see what we can what we find. I'm guessing that like it's totally gone. So let's get at it. So over here at the rear passenger side of the car, this is the wheel bearing that needs to be replaced. Probably goes because these tires and wheels are obnoxiously wide compared to what comes on standard. These are 10.5s, so they stick way out there with a ton of offset. I mean, we have 10 inches of offset pretty much here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna jack it up. We're gonna get this wheel off, and we're gonna start fixing it. So let's get up in the air. Oh, I don't remember what size this is. I had taken it off once just to verify that's what it was. I think a 35 or a 36. Well, starting off at 35. Looks like it's 36. 36 it is. Pop this off. Got this spacer. We're going to pop the axle off next. So it's just a bunch of these Alans. I don't even know. A bunch of stars, it looks like. Oh, we're going to bust them off with the impact. Here. Found quite a bit of strip stuff on here so far. The front keepers, those aluminum ones are stripped too. I think somebody got kind of happy with everything. We got our axle stub out. So that needs to be cleaned. Oh, we're gonna bust this. Wow. Apparently got those on really tight. Got a handy dandy breaker bar. I got a seal kit for this as well, so Yummy. That sucker's shot. There's our inner spacer. Alright, so we have an inner seal in here that we gotta pop off to get the inner bearing out. So we're gonna see if we can get this popped. There we go. That seal has seen some better days. We have that out. Now there should be a circuit clip inside of here holding this thing on. Pound that in some. See anything in here? The shadows. There we go. Pop that out. Now we can grab our hammer and pop that sucker out. Oh wow, this thing way in there. This sucker is shot. Okay, so now we just do the reverse. The only difference is I only have one seal that the kit came with. So then we're going to have to leave this one. This one doesn't look too bad actually. Garbage out. Grease. So much grease. I'm going to order some new bolts for the axle, but we're going to put those other ones just back in so we know that we can move it, because I can't have it sitting here. Alright, so we got everything cleaned up and we are ready to put it back together. Hopefully we remember how it goes together. So we are going to grab our first bearing, which is the inner here. So the bearings I got are definitely different than the ones that were on it, but this is what we're gonna go with. I'm gonna grab my grease bucket. Got our bucket of grease here. Set that down. We're gonna pack this one on the inside with grease right now. Start off. And we're going to hopefully just slide into spot here. Well, we'll see how it likes these bearings. Slide this in. Now I'm using a brass hammer for this, and I'm using a towel to tap on. So. Nice and smooth. Alright. I'm going to put our circuit clip back in. Okay, we're going to pack in some more grease. And next, is our new seal. Oh, much tighter. Okay, so you see I used the axle stub to set that seal in there. We put our spacer on that rides in there on that. Much better. Alright, so our next thing is this. So this is what goes on here. We're going to throw, I think, a little bit of grease in here. This is Kendall, like, multi-purpose grease. It's good for wheel bearings and stuff. I'm not going to use like a super high performance one because it is in so much dirt and stuff, and it's not getting that hot. We're not going those speeds, and it'd just be a waste. So we're using this right now. So works with it. We use that on dirt bikes and everything. It's a good all-around grease. Set that in there. Now this one's going to be a little bit different because this is a different bearing than what the other one was. This comes apart. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go on. Anyhow, we're going to throw some grease in it. Okay, slip's not too bad. Wasn't sure if I was going to have to hammer that inner ring on or not. So let's that must be it. Much better. Yeah, I think those are pretty shots. Okay. And this, I feel like this is supposed to have an O-ring in it. Because that's what it looks like. What we got going on here? So, I pack some more grease in. This should be much better now. So this is going to go on. It's a little seal. And this definitely looks like it goes in there. Alright, so let's get this up and on. We can throw these seals here. Get this on. Oh yeah, that is so much better than what it was. So much better. Next thing, I think these brakes need to be adjusted. This thing doesn't have a spring on it anymore. This one's bent. And his master seized. I'm going to throw in our spacers. So that one seals in there. And this is just our spacer. Alright, so we got our CV up here close to the axle stub. We're working on getting this thing on. Oh, I got that too tight. Tighten one on, but I think I got it a little bit too tight. So back it out just a little bit so we can wiggle it around. Here, and get the other one. Alright, there's that. I'll put the wheel on, and we're going to be good to go. We're going to order some new bolts for back here because these things are toast. Absolutely shot. Alright, so that's how you replace wheel bearing on an IRS suspension on a dune buggy. Obviously it's going to be a lot easier on a dune buggy than like a bug or a bus because everything's open on here. But that's how you do it. I gotta get some spacers for it because we have to put the right spacers, and we're gonna get that figured out. It's gonna need brakes and stuff eventually, so we'll probably do that at some point. What we're gonna do next is we are going to do the we're gonna do a carb rebuild on it because it seems like it's sticky. I think there's a needle sticking or something in there, so we're gonna go through it, rebuild it, put new gaskets and stuff on it. Well, you can tell where it's been leaking. It's got a lot of tarnish fuel and stuff on it. So we're going to take that off, we're going to rebuild it on the bench, and then probably go take it for a spin. So we already have the air filter assembly off, which is this old nasty thing. So we got a new one, which will be much better than what's on it. We're going to go and take this off, we're going to turn our fuel off, and then we're going to disconnect our hydraulic cable and our push rod here, and we'll take this whole assembly off and we'll take it to our bench to work on. Easier on the bench and trying to do it in here and stuff like that. So let's do that. Let's turn our fuel off back here. Ooh. Luckily this one has a petcock on it, which is nice. And we are going to start taking this all apart. Alright, we are going to take this off here now. See if we can pop this thing loose somehow. Oh, that's good. Looks like it's and then one on this side. It's like a 10. Now, I don't know how this stuff works here, so we're just learning right now. So that's a 10. That's an 11. Okay, we got that disconnected now, and the next thing we are going to do is we're going to take off this nut. So there's 4 nuts that hold this on, these 2 here and these 2 here. We're going to pop those off next. Let's see what size they are. Well, they must be a 12. Yep. Looks like a 12 to me. No, those aren't very tight. Let's pop this off. And this one. Keep those. These aren't replaced. Okay, so we got the 4 nuts off. We should just be able to pop it loose here and take it off. And there's our carburetor. Right there. Alright, let's take it down to the workbench, see what we can do here. Alright, so we have our carb out here now. This is a very big carb, like compared to most. We have our carb rebuild kit right here. So we got gaskets, seals, filters, needle, pump. So we're going to start disassembling this, and we should be able to get this together pretty quickly. You can see it's got a lot of yuck and junk and stuff on it. So we're going to take this off first, this plate, and then we'll start pulling it apart. We also have a new plate because I got a new air filter for it. Air filter here. So it comes with everything new. Peel these gloves off, can't do anything with them. 10 it is. There we go, an assortment of washers on there. Set that to the side. Yeah, this is pretty grimy in here, as you can see. Pretty nasty. This poor thing. See it all there. There's our fuel. Yeah, all sorts of stuff in there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start taking this apart. I should probably print off a diagram because I'm not really sure how these go together. I know they're general, the same as any other carburetor. They're taking parts. Let's give this just kind of a general spray down. Get any of the loose stuff off. This is good to do when you take stuff apart, to get all the exterior grime first. So this is what I thought it was. Weber 40 IDF. Seems like to be a pretty standard one on these units. So, yeah. An interesting plate on here. I don't think that comes stock. Alright, so we have these flatheads that we gotta take off to take this case apart. So we're gonna split that first, start to work our way down from the top. It should be pretty simple, like I said before. Not sure what this is. This is custom, so I'll figure out what that goes to. Alright, we got our flathead screwdriver. We're gonna see if we can get this to pop. Oh yeah, those aren't very tight at all. I think it's supposed to have a gasket on it. The new one came with a gasket. This one definitely does not have a gasket. Alright, so here is our float and this gasket. So our fuel comes in here into this. This is our float with the needle. This is what I'm thinking is not sealing quite right. This is so nasty. Next thing we're going to take off is our accelerator pump here. We're going to pop this off. We're going to take this little pin out with a pair of needle noses. So some custom needle noses that I've modified to, again, the really small things. Ooh, yeah, sucker's really on there. Pull that tiny pin out. Do not lose that pin. Slide this out. We will now pop this off. I don't want to adjust this because it already has a good setting. So this here, this definitely looks like it could be replaced. Ooh, the spring is not good looking. Okay. Pull this off. So this has had a lot of water in it. You can see by all the rust, and it's been torn. So that pump's not good anymore. Alright, these are our mains. We're going to pop these. These are all nice and gritty sounding. Set that off to the side. We'll set these in there. Let's see what these ones do. And these are in there too. We are going to switch over to this. We're going to pop this out. See how hard this thing is. Oh, wow. Interesting. Usually these pop out fairly easy. Get the brass hammer. Hold this. Tap at the same time. Looks like that popped out. So here, oh, okay, so we have a little different. So this needle, I don't know if the new one has rubber on it. The new one has rubber and this one does not. That's interesting. You can see if it'll focus. I'll focus on it. Panasonic never wants to focus. These look like they're okay. They're still not full of water or anything. Let's open our new stuff up. Sorry for the background noise, it's a little obnoxious. We have all our new gaskets. Those are some nice thick gaskets. Fuel strainer. Accelerator pump. Interesting two-piece design. Maybe that is a stock thing. Weird. Our new needle and seat. Pop this off and we'll clean all of this off and then we'll put in our new ones. We'll keep all our old parts too, not the gaskets, but the old hardware. So needle and seat, and these pieces here. I think this is worn down enough, is what it looks like to me, that we are getting constant blow by through there. We're going to take this part and put a new strainer in, because it did come with one, and washers. I want to just wash everything out. Just clean everything. I don't know how long this thing's been sitting around for. It looks like it's been around for a while. Wow, guess that's a honker. This thing looks nice. Seal's gone, so this is where it was leaking. This thing, I guess it's done its job, but it is so full of junk. Just covered in it. Alright. That gasket's junk. Alright, we're just cleaning everything up here. Those are nasty. All I know is that it'll run a lot better with this all cleaned up. This is what everything looked like. Oh man. Yeah, it has had a lot of water in it, which is unfortunate. Water kills stuff. I'm gonna pop this random steel plate. They must have lost the piece that went on it or broke it or something. We're gonna pop this off because it comes with a new gasket. This must be, I'm just guessing here now, something to do with running duals and like an equalizer of some sort. Okay, so what we got going on here, we got everything apart, and this, we can get it to focus on here, this thing, come on, focus, anyhow, we can kind of get to focus, this needle here, for, it looks like air or fuel or something adjustment, is very, very corroded. It's super pitted. It's steel, so obviously there's been a lot of water in here. I'm gonna put it back in, but I'm going to see if I can't get a new one in this O-ring that's on the shop. So that's where we're at right now. Everything else is very caked in all sorts of nastiness. Seriously, I have no idea how this thing was even running with it the way it is. I mean, that's honestly impressive. Now another clean towel here. Remove this unit there. Okay, so one of these doodads moves. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. And one does not. I feel like it's probably supposed to move. There we go. Slimy water mixed with fuel, mixed with I don't even know what. Everything under the sun. Anyhow, I think we'll be doing much. But I really don't even know how this thing was running. In all honesty. Like, that is impressive. And it was still running with all this garbage. Okay, so we have everything cleaned up. I went through and blew everything out. Looks like a little chalky stuff in here, but I think it'll be okay. We're going to go ahead and start reassembling. We got all our new parts. Start putting them on. We'll be ready to rock and roll with this thing shortly. We're going to open up our little gasket set here. Dump these out. Kind of set them out here. Start throwing our little gaskets, little O-rings on all of our needles here. Start sending all of these into their spots. This is actually a fairly simple carb design. We're just going to go bottom out on them right now, and we'll tune in when the engine is running. These ones just go bottom out, and then there's only a few that are actually for adjusting. Just do not break them off inside of there, so don't torque them too much. Just enough to have a little resistance. They're not going anywhere. Just enough to go twink. The other ones, I think these ones need these. Flip around the other side. So these two go. I'm going to go ahead and put these new washers on, if they'll go on. So these, I can't tell what these things. These don't look like they do anything. These must be for something that another series carb has, and they just use the same casting. I know a lot of things do that. They'll use the same casting for multiples. Go ahead and put this gasket on. And our steel plate that somebody made. At least the holes line up. It's always a plus. Now most stuff on like carbs, you know, you get them tight, but they don't have to be like, you don't have to crank them in. This one we're just flattening out this gasket, making sure the fuel doesn't leak. That's all doom goes down there. Must be some sort of relief or something of some sort. Gonna set this off to the side. We're gonna go with this side now. I'll put a new little fuel filter screen in. We got some new gaskets here. Throw our new gasket on. Throw this one in. Tighten that one down. So you must do this so that way you can fuel either side. Kind of a good idea. So it's got a plug on one side and they're both the same thread, so if you're, depending which way your fuel filter sits and fuel pump sits and stuff like that, how you feed it, you can adjust it. So on this particular setup, you gotta have, I guess, the gasket on before you put your float on, otherwise you can't get it on there. So now that we got that, we are going to slap it together. Thing falls right in there. Float works. Let's go ahead and stick these flatheads on. Give them a quick spray down. Get some of the grime off. And start setting these in. Snug them down. Squish that gasket into place. These ones you can get fairly tight. I mean, obviously don't use your Hulk strength on it, but you don't want it to leak. Okay, so we got that on there. Now we have these. I'm going to go below them out. This thing's not even tight in there. Oh. Let's pop it in. We won't use compressed air. We'll just do that with them. Throw these down in the spot. Tighten them in lightly. Okay, we're going to switch over here to the little accelerator pump. So here's our outside. Sure it's all dry. Wipe it off. Now this spring just definitely seen better days. But get this wash down. Set that in there. Prop this up on a screwdriver. So this will go in. Put two opposite corners on. Get those started. Snug these down. Throw your other two in. These are nice torqued down, nothing too crazy, but enough to set everything in. Attach our little tiny clip here. Accelerator pump is on. Alrighty, that is pretty much it. We are going to put our new air filter assembly on. Looks a little bit better than the one that was on it. There's generally how you rebuild a carb, specifically the Carb 40 IEF. We're going to go through all this on the car, and we're going to see how she does. I'm excited about this. I'm going to go ahead and throw the air filter on. This one's a lot better looking than the one that's on it. Except we do have a little bit of a goofy spot in this tin. Straighten it out. Yeah, get rid of these old gaskets here. I got two of them. Alright, set her on here. Get our linkage back on here. Alright, throw our fuel line on. So we have the fuel on. Last step is I have this little pre-filter that I'm going to stick on. Will give us just a little bit extra filtering, especially with where we're going to be driving it, and sand and dirt and all sorts of nasty stuff. Alright, let's give it a crank.